Good morning, everyone. We are continuing in the words over here of Wolbe of how it is that a person can do actions in this world that are going to increase their spiritual connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, bringing us to higher levels of Emunah, of our faith. And he writes the following: Hama'onyen li'ischazik b'emunasai. Allah says, "Esek mibirchas hanenin." Someone who wants to strengthen and increase their Emunah, they should make a practice of improving upon the blessings that they make throughout the day. What's called the birchas hanenin, the blessings that we make over things that we partake of and derive pleasure and benefit from. We know that there's a mitzvah to make 100 brachas, 100 blessings every single day. If we would simply spend a little bit of time before every bracha that we make, and we would think about the nature of that blessing, what we're making it on, why we're making it, what it's supposed to accomplish, hayinu nifgashim im HaKadosh Baruch Hu panim el panim. We would then meet HaKadosh Baruch Hu face to face, because you would realize it's all coming from Him. However, anu memaherim kol hazman, we're always in a rush. We swallow in one gulp the food that we're eating. We have don't even a second to think to ourselves about the food, and everything that's revolving around this act of eating. The food, the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, how it's cooked, how it's delicious, how it ended up on my plate. If a person would think about all of the thousands of details that must have taken place in order for this orange from Brazil to end up on my table here in Los Angeles, California. That means there's a farmer in Brazil who took the plow that was made by someplace else in China and it ended up in Brazil. And they plowed the field and they seeded the seeds and they watered the water which came from a hose which was made someplace else, and the irrigation system which was designed in somewhere else, and all the hundreds of thousands of people involved in that, and then the machines that were made elsewhere in the world and they ended up being exported and shipped over to Brazil, and all the people that were involved and so on and so forth, and then it was put onto a boat. And who built the boat? Thousands of people built the boat, and that boat came also from someplace else in the world and ended up in the harbor of Brazil, and the crates that were made out of wood that was from a tree that was chopped down somewhere in a forest elsewhere, and so on and so forth, till it travels all the way to America. And it ends up on a truck that was built somewhere in Korea or China or Japan. And there was a driver, and that driver grew up someplace in America, and he drives across country, and he ends up bringing it in a crate to the store, and the store pays someone to unload the truck, and there it ends up on the shelves, and somebody built the shelves, so on and so forth, all of that. And then your spouse, your husband or your wife goes to the store and they buy the orange in the car that they are driving, which was made somewhere in America or in Japan, and they bring it to your house, and there's a table and somebody else built that table, and there's the fruit sitting on the table, and now you have a chance to make a bracha. Do you know how much went into that fruit just to end up on your table so you can make a bracha? When a person thinks like that, and they stop for a moment before, and then they look on top of that, this delicious fruit that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us, packaged perfectly, as we said yesterday, in a peel that protects the delicacy of the fruit that's inside, and it's so beautiful in color, and the taste is so rich, and the nutrients are so vital for my existence. Then I can think, I can make a bracha. Imagine how close I'm going to get to Hashem, because I recognize all of the work that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put into the world just in order that I should have this fruit or this piece of food that is there on my table. This is what Rabbi is saying over here, this concept and this idea that if a person would spend a little bit of time thinking to themselves before they make the blessing, the nature of this bracha, the nature of this food, the nature of this pleasure that I'm about to partake of, and I would realize how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu does all on my behalf, then I will meet Hashem panim el panim, face to face, when I am about to engage in the process of making this birchas hanenin, this blessing of gratitude for the pleasure that Hashem is giving me. I want to wish everybody a wonderful Shabbos, Shabbos is an excellent time for a person to engage themselves in the world of brachas. We're not running into the car with our coffee in our hand and making the bracha as we're sitting down. We're not busy looking at our phone while we're taking a bite of the cake and making a blessing on that. It's a day of peace and of rest where the world is shut down around us, and we can look at our wine, we can look at our challah, we can look at the nash that we eat on Shabbos afternoon, or the ice cream that we have for dessert. We could appreciate all of the goodness that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us, make a bracha, a blessing with feeling, with hargasha, with emotion, that we're grateful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for everything that He does. And in that way we continue to build our inner kesher, our inner connection with the Ribbono Shel Olam, strengthening our Emunah every single day. From everybody here at Makor HaChaim, wishing you a wonderful Shabbos.